Hi everyone, it's Sandy. I'm back to share with you the mini album that's inside the top loading storage pocket that I shared with you and done a tutorial in my last video. If you'd missed that video on how I made this really sweet storage pocket ID, I'll put that link down below for you if you wanted to have a look and see how you can make one of these. But inside the storage pocket, I added a mini journal inside, so it's just a great little spot to store the journal in this pocket ID. And then this is also a great pocket for cards. If you like making cards, you can store your cards and the envelopes in here, so you've got somewhere to keep them all together. So on the inside, I'll just quickly show you. It has this little front pocket here, and I placed a couple of envelopes in here and a die cut, but you can store whatever you like in this little front pocket. But on the top pocket here is where I stored a mini journal, and I wanted to show you how you can make one of these if you wanted to make one to store in the pocket, and I'll give you my measurements. This mini journal is an older style journal that's been around for a while, so there are a lot of videos out there on how you can make something similar, but I made the measurements to fit the pocket. And I'll just show you quickly how it looks like on the inside and the pages. So this has a double page here where you can do your journaling, or you can add photos, or you can use it to document a daily journal. And I've got a top pocket up here as well where I place like a little note booklet, again for journaling as well. And you can do that, or you can use this top part for tags or somewhere to add more notes. And the next page has a double blank page, and again here you can add pockets, you can add tuck spots, you can add envelopes, you can do whatever you like in these pages as well, or you can add photos along here. And there is a side pocket here where I've made a little like a note card. I just cut the paper to fit inside the side pocket, and then created a little file tab here just using some scrap papers, and I just fold the little paper in half and then corner around the corners, and then I just place that on the inside. And there is another one here. This is a cut apart from the 12 by 12 paper, and the paper that I used here for the journal, it's a 12 by 12 paper by die cuts with a view. It's their magnolia paper pad, which is this one. So there are a lot of lovely prints and double-sided, and it's nice medium weight paper as well. So that's the papers I use. I'm just going back now to the page. So that was that page, and then when you flip this over, I did add some vellum here I had laying around just to create a little flip page, and I just thought that was fun to add to there. And then there is another double page here, and I'm going to show you the two ways. So with this way, I did create a notch here where you can create this part as a top loading pocket if you wanted to, but I made it to create like a 3 or a 4 panel flip area where you can add photos along these 4 panels. You could use this to do lots of journaling, and then when you close it back up, you could also then have the back part again with 3 panels for more photos or more journaling if you wanted to do that. So that's how that looks like. That's the back. Now if you want to create a top pocket for this album, you can also do that. The only difference is you'll have your top pocket, and then you'll have this page, but you'll only get 2 pages for journaling or to add photos, and then you will have a back page here, and that's the back of your journal, and then that's your front. So then you'll have your journal just like this. It'll look like that, and that's your back. But if you don't want the pocket at the back, you just keep flipping it over, and then you're able to just open it like that. So there's just 2 ways you could do that. So let me show you how you can make this quite easily. And all you need is you want a piece of paper, and you want to cut your paper at 12 inches by 10 inches. Now I'm hoping I could get this scoreboard in frame, but I'll say the measurements in case you can't see all these score lines. So you're going to line your paper on the 12-inch side. If you're using double-sided paper or single-sided paper, just decide which is going to be your front page if it's double-sided. So this will be my front page of my mini journal, which is this part. So you're going to have your paper facing down, and if it's single-sided paper, you're obviously going to have your print facing down as well. So your cover print will be facing down. Okay, so on the 12-inch side, you're just going to score them in every 3 inches. So it'll be 3, 6 inches, and 9 inches. And then we'll turn your paper around to the 10-inch side, and we're just going to score it at 5 inches, which is pretty much half of your paper. So there you have your score lines. And what we're going to do next, we're going to cut along this score line at 5 inches all the way to this point here. So we're not going to go all the way across, just right up to there. So I'm going to turn it this way and start cutting. And you can use your paper trimmer if you want to cut it straight. I'm going to go through the first score line, through the second, and then stopping at the third. All right, so that is that part done. And what we're going to do now, we're going to fold this back in half on that score line. And now we're going to bring this part and we are going to fold it over along that score line. So just bring it over and then just pressing down that score line. And then we're going to bring this back now and folding it back along that score line. And then bringing this one forward onto that last score line. So that's all done, and just try and get all your papers to line up. And then you've got this part here. We're going to go along that score line there and we're going to fold that back so it lines up. And then we're going to bring this one back along the second score line. And then this part here, we're going to fold that back. So that they should all be folded into the one panel. So now you should have that. You should have like your paper that way, and then you should have your paper down here like that, and then like that, and then that one. So what we'll do next, we're going to create a thumb notch. If you would like to create a thumb notch for your top pocket, and I'm going to do that, but you don't have to if you don't want to do that. So we'll open this up and we are just going to open your paper that way. So we're going to punch a little notch up the top here. So I'm just going to do my best to just do a little notch just like that. And let's go ahead and we'll glue that part down so we don't get confused. So we're just going to bring your cover forward and we're just going to turn it back, and we are going to glue along here and then along the bottom just up to that score line. I'm just going to go over here. Oops, put too much glue. And now we're just going to bring that back and seal that off, and that should give you a top pocket up here once you've sealed the glue down. Find this. Let me just grab this. So that should give you a top pocket now once it's all sealed. So those 2 pages are done. Now we're going to turn this over this way, and we are going to create a side tuck pocket here. And again, it's up to you if you would like to create a little thumb notch, but I'll add one here just so I'll know that that's a side pocket. I'm just going to tuck that in that way, try and center it as best I can. So that gives me that, and also gives me a little peek through with the paper print on the other side as well. So that also just pretties up this side. So I've done that, and I have on this one, which I showed you, I've got a little vellum flip. You can also do that if you wanted to, or you have some scrap paper. You could also do that and create even extra fold out paper if you want, like an accordion fold your paper, so you have extra places to write. So let me see. So I've got here a piece of vellum, and that's gonna be placed over here like that. You can have it however you want. And I'm going to just fold this back just to give me a guide, so I have a little piece of a flap. I'm just going to do that. So I'm going to fold this over now. Let me just double check. Okay, so I'm just going to fold this, and this will just give me like a little flap, so I could open and flip the little page. I'm just going to angle this so that it's easier to slide in. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to slide this in this way. So you can see now that that's going to get tucked in there. When you turn that over, you're going to have this little flat page. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to glue this down first, and then I'll glue the bottom. And because I'm using vellum, I'm just going to glue along this edge here so I don't see the glue along the edge here. Just slide that in. Oops. I'll just press that down so it's inside the pocket. So now if I turn that, I've got myself a little flip page once all the glue is sealed. So there's my flip page. So now what I can do is I'm going to go and lift this up and glue down here and along the bottom here. That will give me my side tuck pocket. Put this down. Just trying to get the glue off my fingers. Let's grab this so we can see. So once that's all sealed, that will now give me a side tuck pocket in there. All right, so that should be sealed. And now when I turn this over, I've got a little flat page here. And then I have a blank page, and then this part here is where you can decide if you wanted to create a top pocket. So if you wanted to do that, you can go ahead and put a thumb notch here, which I'll do that just so you can see. So you'll see that will open up like that now. So if you wanted to create a top pocket, I'll just make a little thumb notch just so you can see. And then what you're going to do is you're going to close your whole book, and you're going to turn this way, and you're going to glue along this fold line. So you can see that fold line, glue that down, and then glue the bottom here, and then bring that back, and that will seal this part off here to create that top pocket up here. And then you'll be able to have these two as your last pages, and all that will be sealed. But in this case, I'm going to leave mine so that it opens up like that. Just makes it more interactive this way. So that is how I've made this cute little mini album. And then you can decorate the front, you can add some trim along the side, you can keep adding more pages. For example, if this is another scrap paper, you can fold that in half. You could then add this as another, or let me just say, you can add this like this way or this way. You can add this to create another extra place to for writing or whatever you like. You can add more pockets, you can add envelopes. But that is how I made this little simple mini junk journal, just like this one. And you can add some little tags and little note cards, little file cards. So that is just a quick, simple little mini album to fit inside your pocket, a storage pocket, if you wanted to store a little journal to go in here. And again, I'll put the link down below for this fun video to create this storage pocket ID. So I hope you enjoyed this quick tutorial. I will be back to share with you how you can make this cute little note card or note and mini envelope using the We Are Memory Keepers gift bag punch board, and I'll come back with that tutorial shortly. And I'll see you all soon. Bye for now.